and today I'm here with my shows I've watched recently. 7. I warned you in the 6th one that this was gonna come. So here we are, 5 shows to talk about. Let's just go, because I don't really have much to say for an intro. So the first show I have to talk about today is the Babysitters Club. Only has a season out. Based on the book series of the same name, focusing on a group of young girls who start their own babysitting service. Disclaimer, have never read the books. So I can't really talk about how well it was adapted, but just as a season of a show, I really liked it. Like the fact that each episode kind of focused on a different girl, except the last 2. I really liked that, how they did that, how basically everything was told from one perspective, and then the season finale, well, 2 episodes was told from all their perspectives, and they switched also between everyone pretty well. So I really like that. I really like the cast of characters. I connected with each one in a different way, and I like some more than others. But that's also because we know more about some than others, and I'm excited to learn about more. I'm excited to learn more about these characters in future seasons. I really like the actresses. I feel like who is child actors, it's kind of hit or miss, but I felt they felt like real friends. I really like that. I also appreciate that midway through the season they introduced a new character, because I wasn't expecting them to do that. I was expecting them to go with this set of characters for the season, and then in future seasons add characters, but I liked that they in the middle of the season added a new character, because it immediately from the beginning showed how these characters react to having a new person introduced to a different group. And I really like that. I don't know, it's a sweet show and it's nice to watch. I highly recommend it. I feel like it's definitely aimed towards a younger audience, and I feel like it's perfect for that audience, but I also feel like it crosses over to an older audience pretty well. The next show I finished is Patriot Act with Hasan Minhaj, which has 6 seasons. In this weekly show, the former Daily Show correspondent Hasan Minhaj brings his unique comedic voice and storytelling skill to explore the larger grim trends shaping our fragmented world. This is a non-fiction show, and I don't usually talk about those, so I don't really know how to discuss it, but I really like this. I've heard some great things about the show. The only thing I don't like about it is that on Netflix they're in reverse order, which is very annoying, because they either do small updates on stories they've talked about before at the end of episodes, or they just have jokes that call back to the early episodes, and it's just very frustrating, because you do have to watch them in order, even though with the concept of the show you're oh, you don't really have to, but you do. So it's very annoying that they're in reverse order on Netflix. So Netflix, if you please put them in the right order, it would make life way easier. Since filming this video, Netflix has cancelled the show, so if you would also bring it back, Netflix, that's great. So yeah. But for the rest, I really like the show. I feel like Hasan Minhaj is the perfect host for the show, because he is very passionate about the topics he talks about, and you can tell it's very well researched, but it also brings in jokes, and the jokes are very well put in. It's serious and it needs to be serious, but there is jokes, and it's fun to watch, but you're also taking in a lot of new information in episode. It doesn't feel overwhelming, and I really like that. I also think the show adapted well to the quarantine situation, and because the last season was made in quarantine, so it looks different, but I feel like it adapted well to them. The next show is The White People, which has 3 seasons. At a predominantly white Ivy League college, a group of black students navigate various forms of racial and other types of discrimination. This is based off a movie, and I watched the movie and I didn't like it. So I have been very apprehensive about watching the show, because I've heard only amazing things about it. Because I didn't like the movie, I wasn't excited with the show, but it's so much better. Every problem I had with the movie was fixed within the show, which I can just really appreciate. And I just really like it. Again, this is a show that has a different character's perspective each episode, at least for the first 2 seasons, and I really like that. I also think whenever it does an episode where it follows multiple perspectives, it switches between those perspectives so well. And I normally don't care about cinematography, it's not really a thing I noticed, but this show, shot so well, and I can really appreciate that. And again, it also talks about a lot of important issues. First season focuses a lot more on bigger issues, while season 2 and 3 also focus more on personal issues, which I also really enjoyed. It also, every season expands the cast more, and I can also really appreciate that, because it makes it feel real. All the characters feel very real, and they have their flaws, and they go through their arcs, and I really enjoy it. and I'm excited to see more of it. The next show I watch is a rewatch. That's The Nowhere Boys Season 1 and 2. This fantasy action adventure follows 4 teenage boys who get lost in the forest and discover when they return home that they are in an alternate world identical to theirs, except for one startling difference: they were never born. I watched the show when I was younger on Teenage. I saw it on Netflix and I wanted to rewatch it because I remember loving it, but I don't remember anything that happened in it. Like, especially the second season, I didn't remember at all. And at first I thought I just never finished it, but now that I've rewatched it, I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely finished it. I just didn't remember that. I really love the show, and I felt like it didn't, for a while, I felt like it was just made up in my mind. That, because I had like very vague memories of the show, like no one I know has ever mentioned it. Then I saw it and I was like, oh, I didn't invent this. So, great. And I really enjoyed it. It was very different from the shows I was into as a kid, or like a tween. So it's maybe a little bit weird that I enjoyed it, but also knowing what I like watching, I'm like, oh yeah, and like what I like reading now, it's like, oh yeah, this definitely wasn't a surprise. So the only surprise is that it deals with elemental magic, which I've never really been that big of a fan of. So, but I really like it in this. I like the characters a lot. Every boy is very different, and they start off as like stereotypes, but like very quickly we delve into the characters more and learn more about them. I like the first season is like in an alternate universe, and the second season is in like their universe, and I like seeing the contrast between characters that way. I had so much fun in the second season, just like learning more about like these characters that we've seen in the alternate universe. I only got like a glimpse of in the first episode, so we didn't really know them. In the second season, just getting to learn more about them and see like, oh, they're very different from how we knew them already. And I think it also shows like a talent within those actors, that some of them are just like complete opposites, and I'm like, you did that so well, congratulations. And then last but not least, we have The Big Bang Theory Season 12, finally on Netflix. I've waited for this for a while. A woman moves into an apartment across the hall from two brilliant but socially awkward physicists, shows them how little they know about life outside of the laboratory. The Big Bang Theory is not the best show in the entire universe, as people might know, but I just really like having this on and just like watching it and turning my brain off and just having fun, kind of. It's so easy to watch. I like breeze through them. I actually liked what the season did for the characters and where they all ended up. Very satisfying. I felt like in previous seasons kind of felt like it was a little bit draggy. I like repeating the storylines. I felt like this one just wrapped it up perfectly. And yeah, I'm glad to be done with it as well. Like I said, it's not the best show out there, but it's a fun, mindless watch and does that well. So yeah. If you want to know more of my in-depth thoughts on the first 4 shows I talked about in this video, I have a second blog. I don't remember if I have that in my description or not. I think I do. Yes, I think I put that recently in my description. So my fandom blog, not my book blog, but my fandom blog, it's in the description below. I discussed the first 4 shows that I watched, that I talked about here, more in depth on there. I didn't do the last season for The Big Bang Theory because I don't have a lot to say about it, so I felt weird doing like a whole discussion around it. But there's more stuff down there as well that you might be interested in. But yeah, I do have individual reviews for the shows. So if you want to know my thoughts on it more in depth, that's where you can go. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of these shows, if you've watched them, and also some of the shows you watched recently, because I need some recommendations. I'm currently watching the originals and Modern Family. I'm also still one episode deep into The Witcher, which I've been for a long time. But those episodes are long. I'm always intimidated by them because they're so long. They're like an hour long. I'm like, I don't want to watch an hour long episode. So yeah. But yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.